Formula One 2019 front wing. And this is a basic aerodynamic chart. And let's just assume this is the Formula One car's front wheel. Here you have the airflow, here you have the turbulence, and here you have the wake. So over the years, aerodynamics has focused on trying to push the wake away from the center of the car, yeah, because they do not want the wake, which is a concentrated amount of air, to interfere with the under tray and the ground effect, yeah. So just to see how intense they are in engineering the front wing, let's take a look at last year's Reynolds front wing, yeah. So here we can see how much work they've done on the front wing. And it looks so fussy. I don't really know what's going on here, but the basic design is to create downforce at the front and also to create a lot of outwash, so they could actually push or influence that wake away from the center of the car. Some also say a lot of these bits are actually designed to work around the entire aerodynamic design of the car, yeah, all the way probably even to the top of the side pods and to the rear wing. Compared to this year's wing, yeah. So the FIA has set new rules. They do not want too much outwash because they think that outwash pushes away good air from the following car, so the car behind couldn't really follow too closely, yeah. So they're trying to get rid of outwash so that the car behind could follow closer, and it's all to do with overtaking. So here we have a new rule: wider wing, 5 element, a limited amount of shape changing on the base plate, 15 degree I think. So this is the difference, yeah. Look at the difference, yeah, from this last year, and a lot of money has been spent on this wing, yeah. A lot of focus actually is spent on the front wing because that's where a Formula One team's aerodynamic plan begins, yeah. So let's start with Alfa Romeo's wing, because when Alfa Romeo launched the car, this was the focal point of talk, when obviously they're trying to find ways to get back some outwash, yeah, from FIA's new rules. So over here we have it. As you can see, they've opened up here for airflow to go through. Then we have 4 types of wing, basic 4 shapes, yeah, by teams, which is this one is one of them, where they have a very low drag area here, low downforce area here, and a high drag, high downforce here. Like Ferrari also, low drag here, low downforce, as you can see. And Toro Rosso, yeah. Now Toro Rosso is strange because, like on the exhaust, they've got a plan like Mercedes AMG, sorry, and apparently the front wing is very similar to Ferrari, yeah. So yet they are a subsidiary to Red Bull, so they've been testing other teams' aerodynamic plan. Red Bull has been testing it. So we have here another one. This is Mercedes AMG, very similar to the Racing Point, McLaren, Williams. These are the other type of wing. This is Williams, and we have quite a basic wing here with Haas and Renault. Then the last one, the wing that is quite radical, so to say, quite basic. Actually, it's quite radical when you look into its what it does, yeah. But it looks basic, which is the Red Bull wing. Red Bull has gone full depth, yeah, on the edges, totally opposite of what Ferrari, Toro Rosso, and Alfa Romeo do. So we're going to investigate why is this, yeah. So as we can see here, this is the total opposite wing of Red Bull. So what are they trying to do here? Yeah, let's try and find out what they're trying to do here. So this is, again, this is the wake, yeah. So is this particular design around using the tire to generate outwash over here and use this inner wing, yeah, where it has downforce, to influence air to go up instead of go around the front wheel. So is this particular wing design doing that? Yeah, because there's not much going on here. Yeah, there's no downforce. There's not much. This is opening towards the outer wheel. Now, this particular design, one thing interesting is that when the FIA came out with new rules to widen the wing so that you can follow the car behind closer, this particular design does not benefit from that at all, yeah, because the downforce is only mainly in the middle of the wing. So we can see here. And one of the reasons why probably they are using this particular design, which is the low drag on the far end of the wing, is because they want to retain the typical vortexes here, which from top goes up, and from below goes up. So this vortex has been going on in racing cars for a long time. So probably this is the reason why they want to retain this particular design. Then we have Red Bull. You can see the Red Bull is very aggressive with the corner, yeah, and you focus on the tip all the way to the very tip. Yeah, they maximized pressure building on the front wing. So we can see, because they maximize pressure building on the front wing, they've got so-called unorthodox vortex, yeah, going the other way around. So did they take a risk? Because as far as we know, every team knows what to do with the front wing, yeah, but they're just taking a different route. I'm very sure Ferrari and all the other teams, Mercedes-Benz, they all know about this particular design. It's just that Red Bull is the only one who's actually using a full depth, yeah, and there's not much beneath here. So as you can see there, total opposites. Now, what's unique is Mercedes-AMG's front wing, whereby they've got a little bit of pressure building on the top, so they could spill some vortex to the side and push and use energy to create outwash rather than just rely on the tire. Yet at the same time, what they did was they raised the base plane, yeah, or the edge here, so it could actually breathe air through, more air through than most of the other wings. Yeah, Mercedes front wing has the highest edge base plane here. So basically, they've got a similar strategy to Ferrari, that the air will just shoot through, but they do it underneath instead of on top. So what would happen is, if they build pressure on top here, they would get that unorthodox vortex, yeah. But probably the air from here hitting the wheel, yeah, might neutralize it and just get a more neutralized kind of airflow, yeah, and outwash. There again, as you can compare, this one just goes straight through, whereas Mercedes compromise. Now we're gonna look at the Ferrari's front wing and its shape, yeah. So obviously it's creating downforce in the middle here, not much here. And we look at the shape, it's quite squarish, yeah. It's quite squarish. It's not aggressively delta shaped, yeah. So they're not really trying to trap any air at the corner here. Whereas when we look at Mercedes-Benz, we look at the shape. As you can see, it's sharp here, more delta shaped, more aggressive, and more air converged at the corner, yeah. And they've got this cut out, yeah, just to push air out. Then we got the Red Bull again, yeah, all the way from here to here, so aggressive, obviously to build a lot of pressure. And then when you look at the shape, look at how aggressive it is, how delta shaped. Everything is converging to this very triangular area, yeah, just to push, to create energy so they could actually push air out, yeah, not merely just letting air going past and ramming into something. Yeah, this literally create energy. And in Australia, just to put an icing on the cake, yeah, they had a cutout. So the air coming out of here for all this positive energy buildup will shoot out from here and will create even more outwash here. So here, let's focus on the rear wing. And this we're focusing on the rear wing because the rear wing has some similar traits with the Red Bull's front wing. Yeah. So focus on the rear wing and focus on the condensation trail, yeah, of the rear wing, which actually shows a vortex shooting out of the rear wing, meaning to say it's another form of outwash. Yeah. Yeah, look at that.
He's got a big gap behind him, can afford a pit stop. It's
See?
difficult to backtrack and counter all that up because there wasn't a point for fastest lap. He is the fastest man on the track by some margin.
So let's go slow motion. The condensation trail is actually created by the high pressure developed from the wing that kicks out so much air off the wing and the end plates. Yeah.
Saying sick.
Slow motion. Look at that.
There wasn't a point for fastest lap.
Yeah, look at that. So now we can see the purpose of the front wing design, yeah? So after this, let's look at the rear wing again. But this time, let's see what happens when the DRS opens and how much pressure is relieved from the rear wing, yeah? And what would happen to the condensation trail, yeah? It will simply disappear. That's a spoiler, actually. Okay, we see here. Look at that. Okay. Slow motion, yeah? Look what happens. Opens up, look at the Ferraris. Still a lot of condensation trail, but the DRS, it immediately disappears, yeah? So this is just an example of trying to look into Red Bull's rather standard looking, but actually probably very effective front wing, yeah? So here it is there, again, full depth. Let's look at Renault's front wing, very standard, yeah? It's like there's no strategy to it, conventional. And ironically with Renault, the cut away here, yeah, the cut off is actually behind the wing elements, yeah, the front wing. It's behind it. So you can see here, there, it's behind it, yeah. So when you compare like Mercedes-Benz, this cutout is on top of it, yeah. So obviously this pressure building here, and they really want it to go off, you know, as soon as possible, yeah, after building up the pressure. Well, actually the pressure is built up along the whole wing because of this part here, yeah? It has to accelerate the air. And let's look at it again. Red Bull do the same thing, yeah. It's on top of the wing elements, yeah? It's not behind. So it's quite an irony with Renault who's doing that. Here's another. This is the wing, the earliest wing from Mercedes-Benz, and just look at this. It's actually curving in, yeah. So they were trying to get some vortex out of here, but it's quite funny, yeah, that they're going from an inside and they went totally opposite later to an outside style with a cutout, yeah. So here you can see again cutout. It's going out now, and this is yeah, again totally opposite, yeah, these two wings. Totally opposite. Here you can really see it. And originally I want to do a video on the front nose, but because Mercedes-AMG's front nose looks a bit rude, yeah, so I decided to abandon that particular plan, yeah.